All right, hello friends. This is Nurse Chris. I am back and I have almost completed week 1 of FNP school. And again, the class that I'm taking right now is pathophysiology. And I want to share with you this week what I learned and the resources I identified and some tips that I used to do well this week. We did have our first quiz and I scored a perfect score, 100 on that quiz. And so I want to share with you some tips that I think led to my success this week. It's been a pretty, I didn't freak out. It's been quite a few years since I've been in school. So I did get a little nervous with the first quiz because I didn't know what to expect, but I did have a pretty good idea of the content that we would be covering. So I want to share with you some secrets to my success and reasons I think I made an easy 100 on the quiz on the first few chapters of our pathophysiology book. And the pathophysiology book is huge, and what I understand from everyone and including the professors, there is a major amount of content in pathophysiology. So I feel good about the first week, and I'm sort of calming down, and pretty much what I'm doing now is trying to stay ahead of the game, stay on top of all the work and the content that we're responsible for moving into week 2. And, again, I want to stay focused, and I want to make a 100 on every quiz. That's my goal. And so, again, let me share with you some of the things that I learned this week. There was a lot of content, and I focused on the chapter objectives. I made sure that I went objective by objective, and then I went through the content in the chapter, and I made sure that not only could I answer the objective or speak to the objective, but I made sure that I understood what I was supposed to learn in the chapter. Not just memorization, but I made sure that I comprehended the content. I did more work on identifying resources. A few things that I did do, I discovered the Khan Academy videos. They are great. The ones that I looked at were short and very to the point, smart, using graphics. They were great. I can still see the graphics from the videos in my head. And when I was learning about the cell itself, the cell structure and the function of the cell, all of that cellular stuff that gets really complicated, it was just drawn out on the screen, and I really understood it. And again, I still remember it right now. So the Khan Academy videos were great. And again, short, sweet, to the point, smart, just really, really smart videos. I also checked out Picmonic, which I think is brilliant. But with me looking at pathophysiology and the cell and cell function and stress and adaptation, those subjects, I really couldn't find the content on Picmonic that could help me at this point. But I do believe that it's an excellent resource, and I do plan to use that moving down the road. I did look at different manuals and books and things like that are available that you can order as study aids. I did not order any of those. I came close to ordering one, but between looking at the objectives, going through the chapter, identifying the content that went with the objectives, I was able to do really well and comprehend everything that I was supposed to learn. So I really didn't feel like I needed any of those extra resources that you can purchase. I also did not use my study guide that came with my textbook. I didn't need it because, again, I went from the objectives, went through the content in the book to answer those different objectives, and I did fine. So again, and of course, everything that we've learned this week, the content for next week is going to build upon that. So I'm ready to move into the content for next week. So I feel like I'm very well prepared for that. I also use my professor as a resource. Any questions that I had about the class and how things were scheduled, the calendar, any questions, I quickly email my professor to ask those questions. And I don't hesitate to do that. I feel that the professors are our number one resource. So any question that I had, I went directly to the professor, and I got my answers quickly. So I'm totally comfortable moving forward. Yes, it's going to be hard work, a lot of content, a lot of work, a lot of studying, but I'm ready to do it. And I feel that I have the resources in place to keep those A's coming. So I will update you next week on my progress. Thank you so much.